Welcome back to another episode of the Humble Hustle Podcast. We are your hosts, Nick and Kayla.
Hello, hello.
And we have a guest today. Who are you, guest?
Hi, I'm Rachael, and what else should I say about myself? Like, I do content in social media.
Yes, I love it.
I've known you for a few years now, and we just worked on something together, and I thought about having you on the podcast, so here we are. And yeah, I kind of just want to initially just talk about your background, where you started. You're kind of in this now content creation world, but that's not exactly where things started, and deviated a little through the middle, but found your way back into the marketing world.
Yeah.
So how'd you start?
Yeah. So I think when I was going to college, I knew that I wanted to do something in the marketing world. I just didn't know what really that was going to be. I knew I liked writing. So I chose like a communications major, whatever that really is.
I know, right? Honestly, what do you do with that?
I had to Google it today because I was like, what is a communications major? But really, it's just like, yeah, it's like transmitting a message of something in any kind of media way, like whether it's writing or video or advertising, public relations. It's like a huge, it's a huge, like
journalism.
I didn't have to go to college for it, essentially, is like really what it is. But so I got into more of like the writing side of it because I liked creative writing and I went that route. So I ended up getting an internship with UNH to write articles on student pieces. And then that led to, okay, can you post these on our socials and post a photo and do these captions leading to these articles? So I did that for a while and then really just took over like their social media management. It kind of opened up like this.
Wait, for UNH as a whole?
It was for a couple colleges within UNH, but not like their main accounts. It was like for the college accounts and then for, their website. So then I did that internship actually throughout all of UNH, which was really cool because it was like, I just felt so lucky that I found this like social media management. I'm like, I'm doing social media and getting paid for it.
Right.
Because this was in like 2014. So yeah, social media management wasn't really a big thing yet for businesses really or colleges. And then I did an internship with Berkshire Magazine, which is where I'm from, the Berkshires. And that was writing. And I kind of realized then the editing pieces, I realized I'm a terrible editor. Even now, like when I make stuff it's always like I misspelled something, the punctuation's wrong. I'm like, okay, I liked writing, but I don't think I was that good at it in terms of like it being well polished, really. So then I got a full-time job as a marketing coordinator in real estate after. That was just a job that was posted. And I was like, okay, marketing, perfect. I'll take it.
Sign me up, yeah.
You paid me nothing, but I'll take it. Yep. It was a 9-to-5, just doing real estate marketing. So I learned a lot about real estate and was marketing like luxury homes in Newburyport. So did that and then realized, I could be an agent and make way more money. So I did real estate for a couple of years. And while I was doing real estate, all these agents kept asking me for marketing tips or what they can post on their social media. So then they started hiring me to do that kind of on the side. And then that turned into other businesses and friends asking me to do their photos. And I just was always known for having these like reels on my Instagram page that everyone would say like, I loved your reels and you have such an aesthetic. Like they always use the word aesthetic. And it's because to me, it's like if I'm posting it, it has to be something worth posting. I'm not just like not big on like the photo dumps of just like random stuff. Like they're very well curated and I've always been that way. So yeah, I think just people just started hiring more and more and more. And then I realized, like this is probably a time where I should start giving people a price point for doing this. And eventually it just led to full time doing marketing and social media work. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's a good way to put it because I completely agree. Your stuff is always and has always been very curated.
Yeah. It's just that was before I was even doing it as a business. It was just kind of who I was.
Yeah.
And I think people just saw that as like how do you do that? Like, none of my friends could understand like how I put together this video. And to me, I'm like, what do you mean?
That's
like,
just naturally how you are.
Naturally. And I think probably with you guys too, like as a kid, like my favorite thing was making videos and taking photos. Like I loved the camera. I loved it. So it's weird that was like ingrained in me at such a young age. So I think it never occurred to me for it to be a job. I just knew it was a hobby, right? So
yeah, when I was super little growing up, me and a bunch of my friends, my dad had a camcorder. And
Same.
we would like make shows.
Oh yeah,
like,
movies.
Home movies.
Home
exactly.
movies have
Yeah.
so many. I actually like am still in the process of like converting them to digital because I want to have them forever. So like I'm
My siblings and I
digitizing a bunch.
occasionally watch them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, my mom was so big into photography and had a camcorder and was converting to CDs like before anyone. Like I was having a mixed CD when I was like 4 years old. Like she just would like burn all these CDs and take the camcorder like tapes and then put them on a CD. We have them all. Like
Yeah, no, we saved
that.
all of ours.
yeah, and they're so funny to watch.
They are.
I mean, the production.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's cringe for sure.
But like, were you guys like the ones behind the camera being
No,
like,
see, this is the thing.
Oh,
like,
I was the talent.
No.
oh,
As a kid, I never, like, I was never really into anything camera related until like freshman year of college.
oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I was obsessed with cameras. I had digital cameras, like was using my mom's old ones. Would always like do photo shoots of my pets. Like I was like so into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I loved taking pictures of flowers. I would do photo shoots with my friends on like the little digital camera. And then in high school, my dad got me my first DSLR and then like it was kind of over from there. I was
yeah,
like,
same.
I
So
love
your
this.
dad was into it. My mom was really into it. And like, did you have a parent that was super into a camera or no?
I mean, my dad had a camcorder.
But
I
he
wouldn't say he
wasn't-
was super into it. It was just for
Okay.
like the home movie capturing
Yeah.
type of stuff.
It was just a hobby of my mom's, and I think I just would always steal her camera. And she has a really nice Canon. She has all these big lenses, but it's just a hobby for her. So, but she's good at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I initially got into it. My friend in high school just had a camera and it was their hobby. And we would go down to Boston a lot and just do mini photo shoots in the city.
Yeah.
And then, so as a high school graduation present going into college, I got my first camera.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Going into the city and you bring your camera.
Yeah, I
you're
felt
like,
so cool.
You're like, this is so cool.
we literally like dressed up,
Yeah.
going down to the city and like, let's do a little city photo shoot.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I met you when you were a real estate agent. You're in that period of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I moved to Newport, Rhode Island, and then you were doing marketing. You had a contract with the real estate company as just the content creator.
Yeah, we were just the creators
videography.
for the team. Yeah,
It was just videography, right? It wasn't.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of moved down there, and I didn't know anyone down there. I really just moved on a whim and knew I liked Newport. So I knew I could just get back into real estate almost like as a fallback point. I was still working with clients up in New Hampshire. I would just drive up if I did have to do like
Oh,
some
were you? I didn't know that.
yeah, so it was like on the side. I didn't focus as much on it as building like that client list out. I was still kind of like, I'll just do real estate and figure it out from there. And then ended up doing marketing part-time for that company naturally because it just keeps happening. So yeah, I don't know. I think I realized down there that I didn't want to be in sales anymore. That's just, I really never liked real estate sales. I liked having my own business, but I was always thinking about the marketing. Like, how can that's all I cared about really. It wasn't the sales part of it. So,
Yeah, I know Nick's background in real estate. I also have a background in real estate. I worked with a company before I started my own business, and they did almost like strictly real estate media.
I mean,
And I was in Western
everyone in
Mass.
media has some kind of
Yeah.
real
So
estate.
true.
Like,
True.
So true.
it's easy. It's like the easiest client
It
to
is.
get.
It is.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
they
there's
all need
a
it.
million of them.
Yeah. I
will
And
say,
they all
though,
need it.
Working back then, like you were definitely one of the easier ones to work with because of your marketing background. Because
Yeah.
you knew exactly what we needed to get out of you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, working with some agents to get them on camera, I'm like,
God, it
oh
was
boy,
painful.
It's
Is
so
tough.
painful.
It's so
painful.
tough.
No one wants to be on video either, so
No.
that's another thing with any client, though. I mean,
I mean,
some people are good on camera and some people aren't. So once you find those good ones, you're like, okay, can we do a video with them?
Exactly. Can we like only do a video with them?
Right.
Well, you were good because you would set up those scripts for us. So
Yeah, we teleprompt. We made it as easy as we possibly could.
You made it as easy as you could. Yeah.
And it was still a struggle. So
yeah,
I'll
the
just leave it at
redos.
that.
It's not easy to be on camera.
Like,
No, it's not.
And like we'd have to say it in the nicest way. It's like, let's just try that one more time, like for safety. But in reality, it's like that first take sucked. Let's do it again.
Yeah. And do you think we're because we're all probably better on camera just because we know what being bad on camera looks like too. So you're like, even if you're just nervous to be on camera, just faking it through, it's going to look a lot better than if you are a little bit nervous on camera.
Personally, I mean, I'm actually on camera more because I'm getting back into YouTube for myself.
Yeah.
But in college, I was a YouTuber.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like that was my first thing. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to be a full-time YouTuber.
Whoa. What kind of videos did you do?
I know this is like brand new news to you.
I did not know you were a YouTuber.
Well, I say that very loosely. But so there's a guy named Peter McKinnon who was like now huge in the photo, like camera world on YouTube. Mm-hmm. He started out just doing tutorials and like that's honestly how I learned everything from this one dude on YouTube. And he started super small, but he was one of the fastest, I think, statistically now, one of the fastest YouTubers to ever get to 1 million.
Wow.
Like he did it in a matter of months.
Oh.
And now he's like 5 or 6 million.
He's incredible.
But basically watching him is like, okay, I want to do that. I want to learn how to use my camera well enough to then teach it. And I really like gear, like actually learning about the gear I'm using, like technology and stuff. So I was like, this is perfect. I actually like learning about this stuff. I like using it. If I can get good enough to then teach it, I also like teaching people. So it's like, okay, this feels like it could work. And so I started vlogging and just like going through like kind of lifestyle tutorial type stuff. And then that kind of just grew into just lifestyle stuff. When I was in college, living off campus with one of my roommates, her and I would just vlog just our life.
Yeah.
And then around, I don't know, maybe it was right after I broke my ankle. And then I kind of just stopped doing YouTube and I shifted my focus to business and like growing my production company instead of my personal stuff. And that was like a shift for me. I was like, well, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll retire.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to get back into it, not for the personal reasons. I'm getting back into it for my business.
Yeah, because you don't really like post like anything, any of your personal stuff, right?
No, it's funny because we just had an episode about this last week.
Oh, really?
About me not posting my personal life. Yeah. And I'm like, I do that on purpose. Like I leave it mysterious, like for a reason.
Yeah. See, I feel like sometimes I'll even get clients because they're like looking at my personal stuff and they're like, oh, there's some like maybe they are vibing with what they're seeing.
Exactly.
Or they're just like, okay, like if she does this for herself. It's almost like a whole nother like portfolio. Here's my business stuff I've done, but here's also my page that like, you know, I
and that works clearly for some people.
We're similar in
I
that
think
way.
both of you do it.
I do the same thing, and like I said this when we recorded last time too. My personal content that I post actually like typically performs better than when I post my portfolio.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but.
I mean, but then I'm also on the other side of like, I don't post any of my business stuff. So like I'll post a story and be like, oh my God, it's so scary.
I know. It is. It's like two different sides of your brain.
Oh,
kind of.
Yeah. But really, but it's really the same because it's like I'm a creative on my page for like whatever you know, my breakfast. I'm going to make it look like the best breakfast you've ever seen.
Right.
But yeah.
I love it. I just recently started posting to TikTok daily. Just like
I feel like more people are getting into
stuff.
it, like really like not curating it as this like more like a video diary, like the whole vlog, not a full vlog, but it's like, like just posting random videos because that algorithm, I have no idea. It just one takes off, one doesn't.
Yes.
And
it's weird.
So, consistency on TikTok, from what I've seen from my friends who have decided to really go in on it, they get the 10,000 followers if they post every day.
Yep.
It really does work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it because I don't do TikTok at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been posting every day. Have you seen a following increase?
Not yet. I've only been
No?
doing it for like a month. So,
Has any like gone more viral than the other?
no. See, it's funny because like the first TikTok I ever posted was of my dog like years ago, and it went
Oh, me too.
viral, and it was ridiculous. Like it was just so stupid. But then you go viral, and it's like they expect you to post that same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to take it into a different direction. It's definitely like my TikTok is like fitness photography and filmmaking is what I kind of call it. So I do a lot of like, I love to work out, and I think posting my workouts and some stuff that I'm doing like has helped me get some of my like gym clients.
Oh yeah.
So I do a lot of that, and then I recently am gonna start posting about like some nutrition stuff, and just lifestyle in general, like personal stuff. It's
Yeah.
very informal though. It's like a different vibe.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart. I mean, one of my clients that I really like to work with is like interior designers, not even real estate. Like the way I set up my space at home, I love interior decorating. So that's something that is like I can appreciate it when I'm taking those videos. And so when I'm posting, you know, my aesthetic shots of my, you know, my place and these, you know, I put something together, a tablescape, then they understand that I'm in that world already and I can understand it and like create these beautiful shots of, or, you know, do a quick reel that's going to make sense because my For You page is all this interior decorating videos. So they're all in the back of my mind already, you know?
Yes, it definitely helps when you like practice what you preach.
Yeah.
When you have that edge. Yeah.
Well, it's more, I feel like the ones that you're into, you're going to make a better video anyway. 'Cause
So true.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's really hard sometimes to get into real estate because you're like, well,
I hated it.
yeah, if I didn't like sales, you know, I get how to market it, but yeah, I'm going to put probably more time and I'll be more proud of something that I'm really into because I'm just like there working it, you know?
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't think any of the real estate videos I made I was like actually proud of.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, these all suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I'm just doing it 'cause I
because
have
you
to.
know what works, but that doesn't mean you would choose it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, which is tough.
I was also gonna say when I met you back then, one of your like things was your boots, and I'm like, today it's still a thing.
No way.
Yeah, like my cowboy boots, like
Every time.
like
I
I have
love
so
that.
many.
Oh my
These are my
gosh.
newest pair, so
Very
Yeah.
nice. I feel like anytime I see you, unless I like need you for like a specific wardrobe modeling
Yeah.
thing, you're always in
oh
boots.
yeah, no,
Yes.
it's like been my thing for a while. I love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, building the collection out.
Yeah, you look you're very stylish.
Oh, thanks.
Like even the shirt, the whole outfit.
Yep. I
Love
think it's a
it.
dress, to be honest. It was too short on me, so now it's a shirt.
There you go.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what you do now? Like what
Yeah.
your client work looks like, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So now I work completely as like an independent contractor. I went full time a couple years ago. And what I do is I'm building out, you know, I'll talk to these business owners. They're looking for someone to take over their social media. And a lot of times they have already hired someone to do their social media and they want it to look a little better. You know, because just because you're doing social media management doesn't mean that you're a great content creator. Just as, you know, you can have an Instagram, it doesn't mean that you're going to be posting the most beautiful photos. So I think people were looking for someone to do both, which is hard because if you're hiring a social media manager and you're hiring out a videographer or a photographer, it's going to start getting pricey for you. And these are smaller businesses, like these are entrepreneurs that are looking for help in this field. They have no idea how to start really posting, but they want to get their work out there. And, you know, when you're really intertwined in your own business, marketing sometimes really does fall to the wayside. And content creation is a huge part of marketing now. So I sort of approach these businesses with this month retainer of I'll help you create this social and online presence. So, you know, we set up shoots and I'll edit the content and I'll post it for them. Sometimes I'll create their website and we're putting that content into their website. So yeah, it's really helping these entrepreneurs like build their business, but on, you know, when they're not ready to hire out this marketing company or a full-time employee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a safer way for them to just start. Mm-hmm. And then usually we establish a relationship where it just continues because they know me and I know them. You know, I've really gotten to know their business and I understand their message. So, you know, it's just I will take on as many clients as I can in a month. Some are seasonal. So, you know, for example, like summer sports or summer tourism, that's only going to be a couple months, but it's going to be a heavy couple of months. And so we can push it during the winter, but I'm not on as big of a retainer as I am with them. So each client's different. I don't really have a niche right now, but if I vibe with their business and it's going to be a fit and there's content to be made, then I usually will take them on, you know.
Mm-hmm. And people don't realize how much time it takes to do the content creation. So
oh my God,
having someone like you to come in and just do it all, like not even just hand it off polished like we do usually, like cut up the video, shoot the video, cut it up, and you're posting it. So like that's awesome. They're completely hands off. And most people I feel like would be happy to pay money to have that time back because it takes a long time.
Yeah, and they know how stale sometimes it goes when they are super busy and they're like, I haven't posted in a month. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, you need to. Like it's just something you need to do. Yeah. And yeah, people have no idea how long it takes to create content. Yeah, you're seeing this 30-second reel. It's like, do you know how long this 30-second reel took me to make? Yeah. And yeah, I mean, reels and videos are, you scroll away the minute it's a terrible video. So just getting in 30 seconds like this decently, getting something across right off the bat, it's just important. So I think once people get a taste of it, they understand your retainer fee a little bit,
right?
Which is, it's kind of nice but I think that's when they finally are like, okay, I need to like hire somebody for this. You know, it's not like, oh, I want to do this. They realize how hard it is. And then that's where you come in.
Yep.
I think a difference here is like, I've never offered both the content creation and the social media management because it's something I never wanted to deal with because I hate posting for myself. It's like I would hate it even more if I had to post for someone else.
Yeah, posting for myself actually might be on the bottom of the list. Like
Yeah, so it's like having a one-stop shop being you that you can do both from like their perspective. These clients is definitely an attractive thing to see. Just okay, you can do it all. I was gonna say though, does it ever come up when it's like if you're in negotiations with these people, do they ever ask about like it being not a specialty? Because it's like when I see it for myself, it's like, okay, I only focus on the content creation. And then if my client asks me to do it, their social media management, I turn them to someone else. I'm like, these people are social media managers. They are the specialists in that. Hire them in addition to me and would work together because they're like, we're each is our specialist. But being combined, I'm not saying you're not good at both. I'm just saying, does that ever come up like from there asking like, is it lesser quality because it's only one person?
Yeah, but it's in the same way of you just said, you're like, I'm not going to touch your social media management. Here's somebody else. So for me, if you put Nick's video and my video next to each other, one's going to look a lot better and it's definitely not mine. So like, yeah, I mean, I'm not fully, I don't understand a camera the same way you do. That is like something that you're super niche down on, right? Like you understand how to create these videos in post-production and to create this very nice looking video. For me, I feel like my head's in different places. Like I am looking at what's trending for online marketing, what's good SEO terms, what's a good posting, when to post. Like these are more the marketing aspects of it. And
those
then
are things I don't think of.
Yeah. Yeah. So, cause I'm trying to help build these businesses. So it's not just about the quality of the content. It's about the strategic planning with the content. So I always tell them, you know, these are short form, good social media videos. But if you are looking for something more polished for a specific project, like I can help you connect with videographers that more specialize in taking videos. Whereas this all started obviously on my phone and it graduated to better quality videos, but I still it's just the post-production is like still not as deep as you guys are doing.
What do you use to edit?
So really just I started with like iMovie, and I use just like CapCut right now because I'm just
Love
making
CapCut.
Yeah, it's just I've used a couple different ones. Like I've used Adobe. CapCut is kind of like the easiest one for me.
It is.
Yeah.
I've
so
used it before
much.
too. It's
Yeah,
pretty easy.
if
Love
I'm just
it.
making like a 30-second video, I can extract that audio and I'll just use like the little Rode mics, and like it's good enough. It's
For sure.
I mean, it's better. Yeah. I mean, how many businesses really are like putting effort into their videos? Like you still stand out when you are doing like well on social media. People notice it, you know? So
Consistency too. Like you're providing them that constant flow of videos and photos that is just keeping them current. And,
yeah.
you know, we were talking a little bit off the mic earlier of just showing people, you know, company A versus company B. Company A hires you, you're posting for them twice-ish a week, versus company B, they're not posting, maybe like once a month, and half of them are graphics, stock photos, nothing personal to it. Like someone looking and shopping around is going to see company A looks much more professional, they're much more consistent, they're so much more likely to go with company A.
Yeah. I mean, for your Instagram is your website now. You know, people truly do search on Instagram to find a company now. You know, say you're traveling somewhere and you're looking for food, you're like typing it into Instagram half the time. Like, you know, you're not always just Googling businesses. Obviously, Google's huge and you want to still be like in the ranks for that. But yeah, people like want to look at your page, and if you don't look polished and you don't look like you're doing anything, they're just going to move on. So that's what I tell clients. I say, like, you have a very quick opportunity to show that grid to people, and if they're not liking it, they're not going to click around.
Yep.
They're going to already be like, I'm not looking at these Canva graphics
Right.
with all this writing on it. Yeah, moving on.
Yes.
So are you
100%.
kind of like the only marketing person that these businesses have? Like, it's not like you're working with like a marketing director for their business. It's all just you, right?
I mean, they're all different. Sometimes there is a marketing director. Sometimes there's, you know, it's a larger company, but they don't have the social media management under that marketing. Yeah, it just really depends on the business. I'd say a lot of them are more entrepreneurial where they don't even have a marketing team. It's all outsourced.
So does it come when it comes to like the content ideas and stuff like that? Does that all fall on you? Like you pretty much have free reign of like the type of stuff you're going to capture?
Yeah. So something really big for me is having these monthly kind of check-ins with companies to see I want their input on what kind of content they want, because it's their business and I want to do a good job of not just taking my own ideas and putting them on their grid, because we all have different ideas, but bouncing them off each other and then coming up with a video that they're like, okay, that's going to be great. And they love to hear what I'm coming in with. And they're like, I saw this video, I would love to do something like this. And I'll take that and be like, yeah, we can absolutely play off of that. You know, not everything is created. Like it is copied a lot, but it's with their own style with it. So yeah, I like
original.
Yeah, like I like listening to what they want to do, and obviously just putting my creative spin on things. So
Okay, yeah. So very collaborative.
yeah, super collaborative. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because I didn't know if you actually worked with any other marketing people in their businesses or if it was just on you, but even working with these owners, it seems like it's very collaborative.
Yeah, and sometimes it is with the marketing director of that business. And a lot of these people have been with these companies for a long time, so they just never really got in and understood the social media part of it. And maybe they're just wearing too many hats for that marketing, and they needed to offload it to somebody else.
Yeah, because like for me, I'll maybe initially talk with some owners, but the majority of the conversations I have are with their marketing people. So it's a very collaborative process in that sense, but we go, I guess, both ways. Sometimes they will just tell me their idea and we execute, or there is a bit of creative control allowed to me so I can give my own ideas. But I feel like with smaller businesses, they're way more open to hearing what you have to say because they see you as more of like, oh, you're bringing in all these cool, fresh ideas that we've never even done before.
Yeah, I think that it's really fun to work with these smaller entrepreneurial, they're building something because I can build with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's super exciting to see those followers come in or the views come in and people start, talking. And then every time I come back, they go, we had so many compliments on our videos. And I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, it's because you weren't doing it before. So now people they get excited for you and they're like, I saw that there. And that's the whole point, is so people can see you, remember you,
Yeah. And it does take consistency sometimes to see great results. Obviously, if you're going from nothing to even something, it's like, holy shit, like they're doing like amazing work.
Yeah.
But like for one of my clients specifically, it's a gym. We started a series that we drop a weekly video where the owner will talk about a common fault that is done with a certain exercise, or now we've expanded it and he talks about like nutrition topics and all that stuff. And we've been doing that for a couple of years now, and we're just now seeing like a huge uptick in engagement, and like people look forward to Thursdays when we post that video.
Yeah. It's funny how, the consistency is just seriously the key. I mean, I know everyone says it, but you'll just start to naturally see the growth in followers. And then all of a sudden the videos you start to see are having a couple more thousand views each time. So yeah, it is about like more the long game sometimes, but they get, some videos will do 1,500 views, but that's 1,500 people that did not see this at all. It's still a win. So like we were talking about before, it's not always about just the engagement with your posts, because sometimes like, what is the engagement? I know Instagram wants the engagement and that helps you, but sometimes people are just checking you out to get your business. So
yes, like you were saying, they are shopping on Instagram for the right company that like they want to go with, and they're not always like, if I'm looking up a restaurant to go to in, like I was in Aruba, we wanted to go to a restaurant off the resort, like I'm not going to go like their stuff. I'm just going to check out if their food looks good.
You're not going to comment, yeah, this was delicious before you had it. Like
that's exactly.
But
like,
if you
can't wait to go there later tonight.
Yeah. Well, but realistically, who's doing that? Like, some people are, but
some people are. I feel like the older generations will do that.
Yeah. They love engagement way more than, but
They do.
people our age are silent scrollers.
Yes.
So true.
Even I forget to engage with
Dude, I don't
people.
comment on anyone's stuff.
I forget to like things. Like my best friends, I'm like, oh, I didn't even like that post. Like, what?
No,
Yeah.
I have to
Same.
beg my friends in the group chat, be like, can you go like my fucking post?
Yeah, like that's like really what it is. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, it's more of your website, because you don't need to always engage with someone to earn their business or like to see that direct, I guess, result of the video, because people, I don't know, I did a video with certain workers for a like a kitchen design company. And, cute little video of just them talking, walking through a project. And like 3 people called being like, can we work with him? It's just because he was on camera, and they're like, oh, he looks great. You're earning people's businesses.
Yes.
Whether they liked or commented, they called. So
No, that's so
Ooh,
true.
that's
And
so
it's something
true.
that people don't think about, because they only think about, engagement converts to like leads and like actual conversions, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and marketing is about, tracking what works and what doesn't, but sometimes you could just ask them, like, where'd you come from? And they'll tell you, but sometimes you can't track where people came from. So yeah, I try to tell people that it's just like, you're just trying to give impressions to people.
I was about to say, the impressions are,
Yeah.
I guess, the main thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And engagement is great in terms of like algorithm, I think, and like Instagram pushing it to audiences outside of the current one that you have. Like, but in terms of people who are going to actually invest and like purchase your products or your services, I do feel like it might not always come from the people who are following you, liking your post, commenting. Like, yeah, sure, it's great for the algorithm to like show more to other people, but like, and we talked about this in several instances, like virality and getting a shit ton of views and stuff like isn't always going to translate into sales.
No, not at all.
Most likely, like
I mean, the most
not.
people who engage with you are people you know already.
So true.
My
You know,
dad is
like-
my number one fan.
Yeah, I mean, like people in our field, like when we work with each other, I'm like, most of it's just us liking our stuff. But yeah, it is for the algorithm because you're just trying to get in front of other people's eyes. So I know everyone does focus on like engagement's like a hot word this year, right? Like everyone's like, it's about engagement, but like, is it? I don't know.
I don't know. And they're always changing that goddamn algorithm, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, we don't know the secrets.
Nope.
But
It's not something I track. Like, I just post
yeah.
and hope for the best, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's it. Like, we can't figure it out. We don't work for Meta or we don't work for Google, but you just have to have consistency.
Yeah, and the thing that like bugs me about Instagram right now is the thing that is trendy and that is the things that like Meta wants you to post is I'll see all these videos that are like maybe 5 seconds long and they have like a call to action text on the screen and it's like it could be someone working on their computer typing or like on the phone and then it's like read the caption for this, that. And then the videos just as you're reading the caption is like looping in the back millions and millions of times. It's like, okay, that's great like to throw in once in a while, but you know, making sure that at least the caption contains like relevant information that's going to help people or like there's some people who just do that. And I'm like, I'm sick of that.
So much like bait.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
I mean,
No.
from like a business perspective, I'm not gonna lie, it's a good idea. Like
The
it's
7
smart.
second video with the loop,
Like it's pretty smart.
they
to
get
do that.
rewarded. They
Yeah.
always have like the most views.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. You'll see those videos that have tons of views and have like no likes on them. And I think that sometimes happens even with like verified accounts and things like that. Like people, I think that's when engagement really shows you, right? Because are people actually liking this video or are they using these tricks to get these views? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
And they
also the
are tricks.
verification on Instagram means nothing now because you
Oh,
just
yeah.
buy it.
No, yeah.
Yep.
I hate that they did that. Like
I do
it used
too.
to be this gold standard, like you get the
You'd
blue
see
check.
it and you're like, oh, like,
Yeah.
did this
Or they're
person
not
just look at my story with a blue check?
I
And
know,
was like,
like,
yeah,
these are
has a blue
legit
check.
now. Yeah, exactly.
are they not making enough money from showing me an ad every third post, like a sponsored post and stuff? Like I feel like every other thing that I scroll through on my Instagram feed is like a sponsored something that I don't follow.
Unpopular opinion here, but for my own use and algorithm, I don't mind it.
Really?
I don't
Because-
I
like
feel like
it.
there's so many
It's
now
too
that
much.
They are, but it
It's
helps
way
me
too much.
because I use it as a lead generator. My algorithm knows me enough to feed me like products and brands that I would probably work with. So when I see a sponsored post of a brand or product I've never heard before, I like screenshot it and I look into them later.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, for me, that would be like the opposite because I'm like, they're already knowing what to do. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for me, you were saying you do in construction and kind of blue collar businesses. I think that is a really good niche for people who want to get into content creation to go for because it's becoming, they're realizing that they need to start posting their stuff. I mean, most construction companies are more of a referral, word of mouth sort of business. But people who are starting out know people are online looking for these services and they need to have some kind of online presence. Obviously, not everything's like very Instagrammable for these construction companies, but what is their employees because that's really like a lot of people want to trust people that are coming into their home and who they're working with, what's like the vibe of this company. So getting their employees on videos and showing a little bit of their character is really smart. And I think anyone can really break into that because these construction companies don't really know what is Instagrammable, what should be put on social media. So they trust you more to just take over that because that's something you just know more about than them.
I could not agree more. And I think I work with a couple construction companies. I work with an HVAC company and then a contractor. And they, like, some of my favorite shoots are when I go onto the project sites and get to, like, see the project in, like, the middle of it, in the thick of it. Like, the steel beams are up. like you're going up that like sketchy elevator to like the top floor where like the mechanical room is, and then I get one of the employees on camera talking about, okay, so here we are at so-and-so project in Connecticut, and we are installing these chillers today, and we have a crane, and it's coming in here, and then I do drone shots, and like getting them talking about it. Those always get the most views.
They're
for
really
us.
good videos. Yeah. The construction behind the scenes is so good.
It's so fun.
And then you get to tie that in with this like really beautiful video of their finished product. And yeah, just seeing them on the site working, it's an easy video, but it's like crucial now.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the type of video that you would make? Like, do you mic them up and like have them talk?
Yeah. Mic them up.
I love it. It's so fun. They hate it. It's so funny. Some of the construction guys are like, Jesus Christ. But
you always get like that one character that's good on, and they're all
fun.
like, yeah, like John's good on camera. Like you should work with him. And then,
yeah, they love to bust each other's balls. And they like, in the beginning, it was really hard. You know, I would ask them, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to mic you up and you're going to talk about it. And they would be like, ugh. But now that they've seen that it gets like so much engagement, the good kind of engagement, on like LinkedIn and Facebook. I actually need to get them on Instagram.
I will say, I think like Facebook and LinkedIn are better almost for the construction companies and other blue collar, just because Facebook is, I don't know why. Like sometimes there's just reasons for why certain businesses do well on one thing and not the other. But
so you're posting for companies on LinkedIn as well?
Yeah. So you guys can speak on this, but like LinkedIn is becoming more of this social platform. It's had a lot of growth.
Yeah.
100%.
And for real estate, I started posting more of those really like nice posts about like a very big luxury home, right? Because it does seem to be like, have an article with it, or I'm not consistently posting. It's more those special posts, but making sure that they are going on to LinkedIn, because it is this company's like portfolio. And with certain businesses, like you want to connect workers, especially in construction or real estate. How many other workers are you working with that you could get their business? Say you're in contracting, the real estate agent's posting something, or an electrician, HVAC. There's just so many things that I feel like you could come across, but it's almost like, that vendor list is on LinkedIn, right?
And employees.
Yeah.
Like my HVAC company that I work with, their biggest platform is easily LinkedIn, like easily. And obviously these companies, like they need good employees. They're always trying to hire new employees. So it serves as a great way for them to stand out from other companies that they could possibly apply to. They're like, oh, this looks like a fun company to work for. Like that's another huge component that people don't think of.
Yeah. I mean, I think that goes in with all social media too. I mean, I'm looking at places that like could hire me and seeing what their vibe is, and employees. It's a big thing in marketing too.
Yeah, it's a tough job market out there. So I think construction could be very competitive, and having that consistent posting just helps you stand out that much more from other companies.
Do you use LinkedIn like for yourself, or
no?
I could tell.
I need to.
The face you made.
No, I need to.
Because I was gonna say like that's the only way. Like that's the only reason I use LinkedIn, because. I agree. It's definitely more popular now than it probably has been ever. And I try now to post twice a week.
Yeah.
Like I'm more consistent on LinkedIn than anything.
You're so consistent.
I feel like that makes so much sense for you.
I know, right? I know.
It does.
Like that makes sense.
He's scheduled out for like the next month.
Yeah, like I've scheduled my LinkedIn posts for a long time. So like
this is where your type A is showing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It's still there.
It's
for
there,
sure.
Yeah. No, I need to. I mean, I think when I was in real estate too, the influx of connections I got on there, I have like...
Connect with me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Are we not connected
I
on
don't know.
LinkedIn?
Maybe not.
I have a lot of connections on there, and I don't know why, but I'm like, I don't know who these people are, so I should probably post my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because like I'm not you have admitted that you're like a doom scroller on like social media.
so
I'm not really.
bad.
I'm a real
On
big doom
Like
TikTok.
I don't really. I do it like a few times a day for like a few minutes, but way less than the average person. But I will say, I actually do scroll on LinkedIn and I connect with like random people because if I see someone who I either like their work, they do the same thing as me, I connect with them just so I can get like.
So what kind
I
of
don't know.
content are you seeing them post?
I see a lot of behind the scenes, and like that's what I'm interested in, and that's also what I tend to post. Like a lot of people I connect with are in the product world as well, so I pull so much inspiration from them.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I talk to them about it. Like I'll message them and we'll talk.
Yeah. I wish I doom scrolled more on Instagram Reels, but I'm definitely a doom scroller on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And doom scrolling definitely has its, you know, like it gives me a lot of ideas when it comes to content, but you know, each doom scroll on each platform is so different.
It is.
I
The minute I
agree.
go to Instagram Reels, it doesn't hold my attention the same way that TikTok does.
Yes.
But when I need to come up with Instagram video ideas, I scroll.
Yes.
But it's really only for video inspiration. It's not for actual like my consumption of it, really.
It sounds like we're the same in that way.
Yeah.
Doom scrolling on LinkedIn is such a wild thing to say.
I
like,
wouldn't.
that's
I wouldn't go that far.
crazy.
I don't think
Such
I
a
doom.
Yeah.
I
Are
don't
you
doom scroll on
85?
LinkedIn. I'll scroll occasionally. I wouldn't say I'm a doom scroller on
I
LinkedIn.
love that. No,
But
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I recommend one, posting more.
Yeah.
And then two, just connecting with people.
Yeah.
Both like other creatives, but also like potential clients.
Yeah, that's true.
If I see like a marketing director for so and so, I'll connect with them.
Oh, so smart. Wow. I'm going to update my LinkedIn when I get back
Yes. We love it.
because I still look like a real estate agent on there, I think.
Really.
Need a new LinkedIn pic.
You know where to go.
I'll give it to you for free.
Yeah. Oh my God, I should. Yeah. Oh my God, LinkedIn.
I recently took my brother's LinkedIn picture. He's like, I need a new LinkedIn photo. I'm like, I got you.
Oh yeah, I know. It's so funny, like headshots. The amount of headshots I've taken, I'm not like a photographer for headshots, but I'm like, okay, this is really easy. Like, why
Dude,
don't...
it's so
It's better than a
easy.
selfie.
Really just
now I'm like
stand
thinking
there.
about, I'm like, wait, these people that have been hired to do headshots were just like making it look like it was a specialty. Like it
For
is
sure.
Yeah.
so easy.
It really
Yes.
is so easy.
It is.
I did not know.
Yep.
I mean, like Adobe, I'm just like, the portrait effect, like soften some things. There you
Yes.
go. They're
Yep.
happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I think like, I don't know how you feel about like editing just photos and videos. I mean, I think I try to do both for clients. But photos, my friends are trying to, like, I like to get creative with photos, but I don't want to promote that. So I just do, everyone just hires me on the side. Like I did like engagement shoots
Oh,
and
so
stuff.
you don't want to promote you as a photographer?
No.
Interesting.
I'm so self-conscious about that for some
Really?
reason. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why.
No, but we've talked about that before. Like, if you don't want to be known for something, just don't show it. That's
Yeah, yeah. And like for friends, it's like, of course I'll do your engagement shoot or,
Exactly.
you know, like it's so fun, especially with people you know too. Like, I don't know how you guys do weddings because how do you like, some people just aren't comfortable, especially showing affection in front of like a stranger.
Yeah.
Like,
I
how
know,
do you
and then
do
it's
that?
like these random ass people and like, all right, kiss now.
Yeah.
Keep kissing.
And
Yeah.
like it's not gonna look as comfortable as if it was like your friend. So
I don't know.
and-
We try to. We have multiple calls before, so like we
Yeah.
try and make sure they're comfortable around us.
yeah.
And then if it is, it does happen to be a couple that isn't necessarily like big into PDA, there's ways you can capture them naturally.
we avoid it.
Yeah. You just kind of work with the couple.
Yeah. I mean, I think even in business too, like getting to know the employees, like when we met and you were the videographer, like first few times that we're working together, I didn't know you. So I'm more nervous.
Yeah,
And then the more videos we make, I'm like, that's just Nick. Like,
exactly.
Yes.
yeah, I can act like more like myself.
I know it was definitely very apparent. It's like, oh no, like the video guys are here today. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Like,
Oh, it's always
oh
like
yeah.
that.
It was,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh no. it's just
Everyone's all
Nick. Hey.
stressed out. They're like, I look terrible. Like it is a thing. But once you establish like that connection with employees, they'll get on video more.
Yeah.
They'll be more apt to take the reels that you need to get and things like that. So
I was just talking to one of the guys that I did a video with at the HVAC company, and he definitely stumbled through the video we filmed a little bit, but I chopped it up and I added B-roll, and he was like, "You made me look so good." Like,
isn't that so funny?
so funny?
They think you're like an absolute magician, and and the amount of people who think like it's got to be in one take. I'm like, you have no idea what I'm about to do to make it sound like you were just smoothly talking through
Yes.
this. And that's the thing. Like people, if you're not into editing and you don't know this world, they do quite literally think you're a magician. And obviously we've been editing, so we know how to move these things around, but
magicians.
we are magicians. But yeah, like then once they see the video, then they're willing to do it again because they got so many compliments on it. And, you know, even though they were super nervous and stumbling through it, like that confidence of like having other people comment on it's really good.
100%. Yeah. It just takes one time. You just have to earn the trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I actually think I got a message from the video you did, the day in the life of me, like for real estate. And someone like reached out and was like, "You're really good on camera for like a real estate agent, like blah, blah, blah." And I was like, that's so funny because I see it now but they like, you know, they reached out trying to like work with me. And I'm like, I'm no longer a real estate agent, but they were like, you had a way better like camera presence than a lot of agents I worked with. And I'm like, that's matters. So funny. It does matter.
Like it kind of sucks because it somewhat plays favorites, but if you have a good on-camera presence, you're going to get more deals than someone who doesn't. Like,
right.
It's a fact.
It is a fact. Yeah. I wish everyone could just like tune into that fake confidence but yeah, I think that's just something we have to like try to always let them know. Like you might think this is like bad, the way you're speaking, but just keep going. Like do it over. We don't need to stop the camera every time. Like just pick it up. And I think that gives people confidence too.
Right.
Because you're rolling. Yep. So you're not like, okay, and go.
It's not a live interview. I always tell people it's not live.
Yeah, like just if you stumble, just like do it again.
Yes.
And I don't need to tell you to do it again. If you want to do it again, just do it. You know?
And if I hate your answer, I'm just going to ask the question in a different way at the end of the interview anyway. So
you're good at that. Like, I remember you doing it that way. You'll like ask him like, he did not like what I just said.
But you pick up on it because you know.
Oh,
but
yeah,
most people won't
you knew
pick
what
up
I
on
was
it.
doing. Others did not.
That's true, yeah.
They were like, "Oh yeah, you must just want some more answers." Like,
so
no,
you must be really interested in this.
Yeah.
No, you just didn't sound the best when you said that.
And then you get the mic drop moment, and you're like, "Fuck yes, that's exactly what I was looking for." Thank you.
Yep, there it is. That's all I needed.
Yep.
It's like,
we'll pretend to keep rolling, but like I already got it.
Literally, exactly.
Yep.
It's like you just need them to say these specific words. Once you have that, you're done. You can mentally clock out.
Yep. Camera's already stopped in my head, but we'll keep going for some B-roll. They're like, "You're not even filming me." I'm like, "Yep, no, I am. Yep, don't worry."
That reminds me of like sometimes at weddings, like I only shoot video at weddings, and like some random guest will come up to me like, "Oh, can you take my photo?" And I just like point my camera at them like, "Yeah, got it."
Oh my god! So I actually
you
do
have my
take
email.
the photo.
You're not getting these photos.
Like I leave my camera off. It's like, all right,
Who asks
got it.
for a photo at a wedding?
Just random guests. They
That's
see me
funny.
with the camera and they're like, "Oh, here, can you get my photo?" I'm
I've
like,
never asked.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No.
Or sometimes at the end of the night, I just like pretend to film. My camera's off. I'm just like holding it around. Like,
no.
I'm just done. I'm clocking out here.
Like I've gotten plenty of footage, but
If people ask me to take a photo when I'm on video, I usually switch to photo. But it's not going to be a great photo because I'm not in photo mode.
I just hope one day someone's like, "Can I see it?" And you're like,
yes. Call your ass out.
Oh man,
That's so good.
I was gonna say, going back to like the not wanting to promote like photography, like for the businesses you do work with, you pretty much only do the video for them.
I mean, I think most of the retainers are video based, but I do also offer photos because you're not always, it depends on the business. So,
I mean, I feel like it's hard to get away with not doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
good
like
filler content.
Construction and things like that, those don't need to be these well polished photos, right? Like it's a building of steel. I'm just going to take a photo of this building. Other times, yeah, I mean, they need to look a little nicer, but it's not something that's going to take a ton of my time. So it really isn't, a big deal to say, hey, I'll also take 20 to 30 edited photos for you this month, tack it on the price. But it's for me, it's not taking on this like bigger workload. I still have to come up with posts for them. I'm taking either photos from them or making a graphic or, you know, something. But
Yep.
yeah, it just seems like the workload's in the videos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How much are you planning ahead for content?
Usually it's all plan the videos each month.
Okay.
So because especially in project-based businesses, it's hard to do it a bunch of months ahead. Real estate, I can plan a little more ahead. Just I understand that industry and how it moves throughout the seasons and things like that. But yeah, it's usually on a month-to-month basis. I come up with a whole, you know, scope of that content for the month and then what we're going to be doing at each shoot and what we need for each video.
And that
Okay.
stuff you go over in that call that you were saying?
Yeah.
like your
Yeah. I'll
pre-planning
show
call?
them like the scope of work really beforehand. So
Okay. Cool.
See, I've shifted. Like, obviously, back then I did like a monthly thing. I now don't really offer any monthly retainers. I shoot
Yeah.
now on quarterly retainers because
Yeah.
I found that if I shoot even once a month, I feel like I don't have enough time to properly plan.
So I do also think, you know, the more I'm getting into these projects, the month to month is a little more difficult because sometimes like the editing is overflowing.
Exactly, because it's like
Like what if that
let's-
shoot was on the last day
Right.
of that, you know? And I'm like, okay, well, you know, usually they stick with it. So I think it was my way at first when I first got into this to get people to hire me.
Sure.
Because I was like, we're not locking in on, you know, a few month contracts, but I've started to now. So now it's 3-month contract.
There we go.
And how am I supposed to show someone you know, when you hired me, this is what it looked like, and now it looks like this when it's only a month? So at first, it really should be more than a month because you want to show them the analytics behind their social media. You want to show them, you know, like how this is all looking. How did your engagement increase? How are more people seeing your stuff now? And you need more than a month to show that. So I think that's just something like going forward with new clients, it will just be like a longer retainer.
You know, off the mic earlier, we were kind of talking about you like almost essentially tightening up your whole business essentially. And
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that you clearly understand I would recommend too. Like maybe you can just start now with like this 3-month trial as like your first kind of initial project with people.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, okay, now we do like 6-month contracts
I
from
mean,
here on out.
isn't that like what a regular 9 to 5 is? They're like in these 90 days, like,
Exactly.
you can't come
Yes.
for us if we fire you because how do you know if this person's going to be a right fit?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it should really be like a 3
1
month
month
minimum.
is not like a long enough like
No.
period.
And I think it's hard because, you know, it feels like I'm this independent just photographer or videographer. And that's usually they're hired per, you're coming for a shoot this day. Like, we're going to pay you this. But I do so much more
Right.
in their business. I'm like an employee of theirs. I really am working with them and we're working the entire month together. So yeah, it really should be at minimum 30 days. But I need to understand that it's more like an employee relationship with them rather than just I'm coming in for 1 day of shooting and then you never hear from me, because it's never like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I also wanted to see if you had any stories that you would be willing to share of like, for lack of better words, like horror stories or dropping the ball. Anything entertaining, basically.
Yeah. So obviously you go into these shoots and that's your content for the month. So you drive 2 hours to the shoot, you work for 4 hours, you drive home 2 hours, and then all of a sudden you lose the memory card. Yeah, that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Because number one, you're not gonna have videos to post. There was about 4 people involved on this shoot day that were coming from different places. We scheduled this shoot. Yeah, lost the memory card and had to absolutely tear apart my apartment. Luckily, I found it. But it was like a 2 week of sweating. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think just learning in terms of dropping the ball, I mean, just realizing that sometimes the editing is so much longer than you think. And like, do you have those days when you're just not in the creative mood, so you know the editing's gonna suck? Like I feel like if I am not in that right state, the videos are gonna suck. So I'm like, okay, it's like not the day to edit this. Or if you're just drained from editing, you cannot do another edit. Like, so I don't know. I think sometimes not giving myself enough time to create videos I'm proud of, just trying to pump it out, and just being disappointed in how they came out when they could have been so much better if I just gave myself a little bit more time. Yeah.
That's where that like one like retainer once every month or whatever has like changed for me, because it just wasn't enough time for me to create something that I was proud of each time. It really just felt like I just need to hurry and pump this out and really
like, here's your videos.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
I know.
It never felt like I was handing them off like a really good piece of content.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I think just also having just the learning of having your own business, like creating boundaries between clients when they ask for too many edits, or, you know, not trusting that you know what you're doing, and not really sticking up for, well, you hired me because I know how to do this, you know. I get you want to see a specific thing, but it's not going to help your business. And, you know, letting them just kind of take over. And then all of a sudden my job's like obsolete, because I'm like, well, there's a reason why I like know about all these analytics, and I know these trending, you know, marketing ideas for social media. But yeah, just creating boundaries and things like that. Really, it's just like, who doesn't struggle like when you start?
No, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's very normal.
Yeah. And just like the landscape changes so much that like each month is just a learning.
Yeah.
With you're learning something new every single like day, honestly.
And it's just you, right? Like, I'm in the same boat. I do everything from the frickin' sending the invoices to doing the shoots to the editing. I have a part-time editor who I contract to help me edit some projects, but you know, sometimes if I don't have the budget, I have to edit myself, and that's, I feel like, the most time-consuming part is the editing. And I do find that it's always the clients who are paying the least, probably, that are asking for the most edits.
Yeah.
So I've learned the hard way to write in my contracts, you know, you only get this many rounds of edits, and then after that, I'm gonna bill you X amount per hour. Like, it takes time.
Yeah, having that business mindset is super important. We're obviously creative people, so we're not always on top of like what it takes to run a business in the proper way. But other people do it to us, and we have no problem with it, right? Like, they have this is what we're going to do. Like, this is how it's done. I need to take on that mindset more because, you know, like once you let people just start to overtake the retainer, like the rules go out the window, and I let them when it shouldn't be like that.
Right. I still do that sometimes.
Yeah. Depending on the client, like if you have a good relationship with them, it's a lot easier. But sometimes it is a very contractual agreement with someone, so you just want to stay within the confines of that retainer.
I mean, yeah, even if I have a good relationship with them, like, if they don't pay on time, there's no excuse.
Yeah, you're better with the boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't know what
like,
it
they
is.
could be the chillest, coolest person. Like, I would hang out with them, but if they're not following the contract, it's not going to work. Like,
I mean, like, would they just let someone come in and like redo or like work on their house and not get paid? Like, they're obviously getting paid for their services. We should be getting paid for ours on time too.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have contracts at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's like getting those contracts off to people in a timely manner, invoicing, and setting up systems too for yourself where you're not going to drop the ball on these. Like, the invoices should be on a reoccurring if you are going multiple months, you know, not just me being like, oh, I forgot to send that on time. And it's just adding more work to your plate.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. Like, when I set up, it's just reoccurring. Just leave it alone. And then having those late fees into the, like, I don't know what you guys use for invoicing. I just use HoneyBooks.
I was going to suggest it if you didn't.
Yeah, I use HoneyBooks. I love it. Like, because you can put everything into it.
I'm still learning it. I just got it like a couple months ago.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it has it so you can automate like everything. So why don't I just have it going.
And there's literally a single button for them to hit auto pay when it is a monthly retainer.
So easy. And
so tell them that, and it's like if they hit that,
there's even a thing
payments
to
will
have
never be late
fees on it. Like, right?
Yeah,
I think it's on
so.
there. I think it's like if you don't pay within, you can set the date or how many days, but you could just add a late fee on there.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, and especially if it's in your contract, like.
Yeah. It's just being really zoned in on the business aspect of a creative job has been sometimes challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the beginning. Like I'm kind of in the process of, it's a relatable situation because I'm almost in a way starting over because I now am working with Luke on a very consistent basis, like an unofficial partner. Like, but I had all my own SOPs, the standard operating procedures for myself. But now that I have to account for another person, I have to tweak everything to then like work for two people because he doesn't think exactly how I think. So my personal SOPs were not transferable to him. So I now had to like rework everything. We're in a pretty good place now, but I feel like for you, it's like now you need to really dial in your own SOPs to then essentially you can automate your own stuff and really just
and like how
make it so easy.
I've been thinking a lot about how, you know, I've been so fortunate to have like a word of mouth kind of business model. But I could grow this, you know?
I'm also going to say like, well, yes, that's awesome. And your friends are always like helping you get new clients. It's not going to last.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it will. And it
you
will
can only
just
rely on that for so much, not to burst the bubble.
No, but it's like, you know, friends, clients, like whatever it is, even so, it's not, I'm lucky to have enough clients, but don't I want to like actually build out a business, right? So you hire sometimes people to edit your videos. Like I need to learn how to start, you know, like I need to start taking those avenues so I can take on more clients because right now there is a threshold that you reach when you're doing it all on your own. Editing takes so much time. Like I cannot take on a specific amount of clients, and I want to. Like it is something we have years of experience behind us, so it's an opportunity to build.
So do you have a vision for where you want to take this?
I mean, I don't. That's like I'm struggling with that because I don't know how to. You know, I've seen social media management companies, but they also aren't like doing great content. So you know, they are managing it. Yes, they're posting, but I want to be able to like have this company that creates a specific kind of a level of content creation and management that's just more unique and less, you know, cookie cutter. I don't know. I think it's learning to trust other editors and videographers and photographers to kind of be on the same page. Or, you know, I don't know if I want to be the editor or the one shooting. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I still struggle with where I want to take the business. And we're still young. Like, you never know what could happen. And you can change your mind, which is great. But I struggle with that myself.
Yeah.
Like, where do I see myself in 5 years? God, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, do I want to be just on the computer? Or do I want to be like out in the field? I don't know. That's hard because you want to do it all, but
do you know, like kind of surface level at least, do you want to build a team or do you want to continue to do as much as you can by yourself?
No, I would love to build a team. Yeah. I think putting more time on my plate would be the ultimate goal, right? I don't want to be editing for hours and hours and hours, but yeah, I think it would be really cool to actually build a business of multiple employees. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Yeah.
I feel that way too. Because the one thing I've realized over the last few years is I like to be in charge, but I don't like to work alone.
Oh, okay.
Like I like it to be my thing, but I don't like to do it by myself.
Yeah, I don't think I do either, which is probably why I have such a collaborative relationship with the business owners or the marketing directors because, number one, you just totally do get more creative if you're with somebody else. Yeah. It's just always that. It's, I don't know, bouncing ideas off each other and just having like a less quiet environment of working it's more helpful. But yeah, I think just owning a business like in the marketing realm in some way that'd like fill my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because like even for like small things that I could totally do by myself, I'll bring someone with me just because like don't need them there. It's probably a waste of money, but
I
it's
was
like
gonna say, is that like the best business?
no,
like,
not at all. It's just a personal thing. I'm like, I just don't like doing things by myself.
Yeah, we have definitely noticed that. You're like never by yourself.
Never.
Yeah.
There's a single client I would do by myself because it's like so small. It's like it would be completely pointless.
Yeah.
But everything else, I always have someone there.
So do you like, contract out other photographers and videographers? Okay, so they're not like in that retainer with you.
No.
Okay.
No. It's for the clients. It's a contract between Ascend Studios and X business.
Okay.
And then there's like things in the contract that say like I can bring on whoever I want that just are extensions of myself, basically.
Yeah. Do you ever have in there like that you won't? It could be anyone that shows up to it, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm never specific on who I bring. Yeah. I pretty much like tell people, I have a small team.
Yeah.
Because I have like a network of like 5-10 people that I can always pull from.
Yeah.
So it's more or less going to be roughly the same people. Like I have probably like my top 5 that I would normally just prefer to go to.
Yeah.
And it's like, at least one of those 5 are going to be there.
Yeah. I have had businesses ask me like, do you do this or do you have someone else work on it? And I kind of wonder why they ask me that. Like, because I'm like, why? I guess why does it really matter if you're looking at my portfolio and this is what I'm saying? But they are like very curious if it's me or somebody else.
Maybe they care about like having a conversation with the actual creator of the content so they can like verify that. Like, how do these people feel?
Maybe.
I don't know though. Because I
like always be like, it's just me. But I'm like, but what if they like actually wanted it to be more than just me?
See, that's the thing.
How do I answer this?
That's why I'm not totally lying when I say it, but I purposely will say that I have a small team, even though like I don't have any employees really. It's just me.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it makes me appear better.
Oh yeah, it makes you more legit.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's why I say it, and maybe they respond well to it. Like I hope they do, but maybe it's a bad thing that I say that. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I think it just depends if someone's looking for more of that agency feel or the
Right.
employee feel. So for me, especially what I do, it really could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What else you got?
I don't know. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to add?
Do you have any
We covered
questions
a
for us,
lot.
I guess? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I was just like asking as we were going.
Actually, I do have one other thing. Like, I was going to say, is there anything that, you do on a regular basis in this world that is actually easier than people think? Because we were talking like, editing takes so much time. Because I was thinking like, honestly, I've told this to you before. Like at the end of the day, we're not rocket scientists here. Like it's really simpler than people think in the grand scheme of things of what we do.
But is it?
I
Why
think it
do
is.
all our friends think it's so
I don't
crazy
know.
that we create this stuff?
The way I
Like,
look at it is, yes, sometimes it takes like a creative eye and that helps.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everything we do is teachable skills.
Oh yeah.
So like anyone could easily learn this.
Which is probably like the whole imposter thing. Like I'm like, yeah, it's taking time, but like anyone could do this,
Yeah.
right?
So I just think it's funny sometimes.
Yeah, I think
The creative eye helps, and that is
That's
an
probably
X
the
factor.
differentiator. Yeah.
you know what it probably is that I don't even like speak to is just realizing that you really could post like every day something. Like we overthink posting, right?
We do.
But when it's a business, I don't overthink it. So, like, I'm telling myself this as well. It's like, just post consistently. Just, it doesn't always need to be the most amazing thing, but you will see a reward from consistent posting to get out of your own way, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, I think the people that I've seen that really put time into social media, like, they get the followers. So yeah, that's a lot easier than we think it is. Yeah.
I've noticed that with my TikTok posting too. Like, I post a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm not really niche down on one specific thing on TikTok, but like, it's not that hard for me to find something to post every day.
Yeah. I also will say, like, I actually thought about this. It's actually so easy to get out there and find clients. I know you do a lot of like product shoots. That's probably a little bit harder in terms of like your skill set, because it is like these videos need to be really nice and creative. But I think in terms of creating content for a business and social media management, you don't realize how many people actually need this role filled.
So many.
I've reached out to like very few businesses to even just pitch what I do to them, and it works out for most of it.
You're talking kind of like local brick and mortar type businesses.
Yeah. Like just getting any kind of client out there that you are interested in is not as scary as it seems.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, it's really just doing it. So, yeah, just like I think people want to get into content creation. It's a lot scarier on the surface than what it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. Like, so many businesses still desperately need to dive into content creation and regular posting. And like, I was at my BNI group meeting this morning, and I did like a quick poll because I'm fairly new to the group. I'm actually still subbing right now for someone, but I asked them a series of questions, and I'm like, okay, how many of you have a website? They all raised their hands. I'm like, great. Facebook page, most raised their hands. What about other social media accounts? Less than half raised their hands. And then I'm like, okay, how many of you are posting once a week? Barely any of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, how?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I know exactly who I need to be reaching out to
Right?
to help them out. Like,
Oh,
it's still, not on the top of people's minds.
No, they know it needs to be done, and then they realize, okay, this is like, for some reason it gets dropped because it does take time now. It really is part of your marketing plan. So, I mean, that's why content creation right now is big, because it was just social media management at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then all those people started losing followers because if you're not posting decent stuff, you were going to lose people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I just keep trying to tell people, like, yeah, you might be busy now, but that's not always going to be the case.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when it does come the time where, business starts to slow down and you haven't been keeping up with content, now you're fucked.
Yeah, like when I was saying the seasonal people, they think, okay, here's the season where we're doing things. We need like to post. I'm like, okay, what about everyone planning their trips here that are looking at things to do in the winter, in the spring? You need to keep posting throughout your dead season.
Yep.
To keep your page active.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yep.
I feel like I've shifted away from, I mean, I don't want to say I don't work with small businesses, because like, I guess technically I still do, but my goal when I made that shift to like the quarterly versus monthly is to work with bigger clients on like obviously larger paying clients too, but also just like less content, but more curated and high quality. So I don't have to keep pumping stuff out all the time for all these smaller businesses.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think the more you're in business, you definitely go for the bigger clients.
I call it it's like the Walmart method. It's like the smaller businesses, but you can get a lot of them. So you can still make a lot of money if you have the quantity of clients at that rate. But I would rather go like the other direction when it's like I have maybe fewer actual clients, but they're paying significantly more.
And I feel like they're more apt to create that relationship with you that's longer lasting.
Yes.
Sometimes, the smaller entrepreneurs starting these businesses, if they have like a down tick in a month, they might just drop you. I've seen it happen.
Sure.
It's happened to me. I mean, they just don't have the budget for it every month. And I want to establish a relationship with people where I can build out this longer list of clients so I can get an idea and grasp on the business more. And then
especially with you, if you said you're not really diving too deep into it, but if you're talking to them about their analytics and you're showing them that what you're doing is actually getting results, then it's going to be hard to drop you.
Yeah. I mean, that's like been my saving grace for sure, is showing them you know, even like we talked about, like not getting the engagement, but it's like, look how many people were looking at you before last month. It was nothing.
Yeah.
So these are people that did not even see you. This is 20,000 people that, who knows, walked through the door.
Yep.
Use your service or your product. Like
100%.
you know?
I used to say that for like back in the real estate world. Like for the YouTube videos, it's like, sure, 50 views on a YouTube video sucks. But when you think about it, it's 50 people who might buy or sell a house with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why you're popping up, right? So yeah, it really just takes like that one view. I don't care if they engaged or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
They remember your face and they're more apt to use you. They saw your name, they're more apt to call you. It literally is how it works. So, I mean, I've used so many businesses where I'm like, oh, I saw that. Real estate agents are like, you came across my Facebook page and like, you know, maybe they liked a house you posted. Like, who knows what the reason is, but if you're doing nothing, you're not going to grow. So
I trust businesses significantly less if they aren't on Instagram or like aren't posting.
yeah, I mean,
It's just how it is, especially our generation.
our generation's just, yeah, you have to have an online presence. If you don't, I don't know, we don't pick up the phone as much.
Yeah.
We like need to search you.
Yeah.
We need to stalk.
You
Like,
need to be searchable. Oh, yeah.
yeah, stalking businesses all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Does your business have an official name?
So I have it as Shore Lifestyle, just because I really did like to focus more on, you know, like this outdoorsy, like beachy vibe. That's just who I am.
That's who you are, yeah.
If you look at my page, like it makes sense. I mean, obviously not every business I'm working with is in that realm. One day I'd probably like it to be, just because I like the interior design of like a New England home. It's just very like, it makes sense to me. But yeah, I think next step is just legitimizing it, so I don't feel like such a freelancer. I want it to be this business. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Over the last few years, I feel like the word freelancer in my mind has grown to have more of a negative connotation with it.
Yeah.
Like it just makes you sound lesser, I guess.
It does, yeah, and it just like that word just brings like stress to my, because I'm like, you're just constantly searching for clients, right? Like instead of having a reoccurring like income, really.
It's weird though, because like I'm part of this like online program, and it's literally called The Freelance Photographer, and he's super successful, and he calls himself a freelancer. And I'm like, so it can definitely be spun both ways.
It is interchangeable, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is this connotation with freelancer where it feels more like, okay, I need to book up all these clients for this month. And
from like a client perspective, it's like, oh, a freelancer, they're just like a random person who has a camera.
and we can drop them whenever, right? Like, so we'll hire them for this, but then we won't use them down the line. I want you to keep using me. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the words content partner.
I like that.
Partner, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I like. That's what I want for my business, is to feel like we are working together.
Yeah.
I'm not just pumping these out and giving them to you. Like I really want your input on these. So
Yep.
yeah,
All right. I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
cool.
But so thank you again for coming in today.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
hopefully I said something.
This was fun.
No, you
oh, yeah,
did
you were
for
great.
sure.
This is awesome.
I wanted you to give yourself a shout out. So where can people find you?
Oh yeah, so my Instagram, Rachael Brennan. I will be also posting my business up there in this year.
Yes, we're manifesting.
Rachilo, Brennan.
Love it.
Yeah.
And we'll tag you
Yeah,
all over Instagram too.
yeah.
Wait, I actually just realized that it's Chill.
Rachel.
I literally just put two and two together.
My
there.
legal name.
I love it.
It's not. It's not.
My middle name
Rachel
is
Brennan
Chill.
was taken, had to change it. Yeah, I think that's just like I was saying, like having your grid and your layout being your website. That is like where I like am feeding everything really that I'm doing. So.
Do you have a website too, though, or?
I have a portfolio that I'll make public. I was just sharing it with clients. So,
Nice. Okay.
but yeah, there's
Cool.
examples of my work on my Instagram right now, and then I'll post my portfolio.
Love
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing
Perfect.
more.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
Cool.
And you can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Please rate us 5 stars on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube, and we're on TikTok and Instagram, Humble Hustle Podcast. So check it out. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.